Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
Tune in now on hot7025fm.com.
Hi. Hey.
What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled. This is Mila J. Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, 360, the poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy. From comic books, toys, and posters to movie screenings and live events, they've got you covered. Located at 900 Cameron Avenue, Suite B209, give them a call, 702-900-4335, or reach them at thescificenter.com.
Yo, it's Tavon Greatness Patterson. Want to listen to Hot 7025 on the go? Download the Hot 702.5 app on the Apple Store or Google Play Store if you got an Android like me.
Let's get it.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Cheryl Underwood, and you're tuned into the hottest news station on the planet, Hot 702.5.
Yeah, Jones, hey, Greg Deville was at it, man, hey. If you want the real, holla at Greg Deville, he'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville, he'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in, we here to help. Now tune in, we here to help. You wanna be a broker, you wanna be broke. You wanna be the joker, you wanna be the joker. You gotta bring more to the table than your hope, dreams, and wishing. I can feed you fish or I can take you out fishing. I can show you the vision, addition and division, mathematic equation. Make the money flip like an acrobatic, amazing. Greg Deville help you build the foundation. I'm saying, if you want the real, holla at Greg Deville, he'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville, he'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in, we here to help. Now tune in, we here to help.
All right. Las Vegas, Greg Deville back in the studio in the air chair, about to have some fun this afternoon. Got some great information in store for you. Want to talk about Veterans Month, appreciation of veterans. Listen, we want to thank those that are active duty, former military, retiree. Listen, thank you for your service. We appreciate you. Thank you. From Deville Realty Group and the family of the Deville family, we want to appreciate each of you. We have what we like to call Veterans Appreciation Month. What we're doing at Deville Realty Group is we're going to appreciate our veterans. We're looking to have. Now, there's some things we want to put on absolutely free to the community. Maybe you have been looking forward to increase in your eligibility benefits. Your eligibility benefits, some of you are trying to get that 100%. Well, we have some advocates that are fighting for you that we've partnered with. We're going to have November 29th, 5 to 8 p.m. at Deville Realty Group. What we're going to do is we're going to set you up with the eligibility advocates to help you get your 100%. They fight for you. Now, I want you to get a pen, tell a friend. If this information isn't for you, but you know a veteran who's been talking about trying to get their 100% eligibility, we're offering again. We just had it last Saturday. What a wonderful turn of event we had there at Deville Realty on Ann Road near Simmons. We had a great turnout. Listen, we had people in the building to help you with different services for Veterans Day. We appreciate our veterans at Deville Realty Group, and we want to help you get 100% eligibility. Now, keep in mind, to do that, you need to show up. If you've been trying to get that 100% with no success, here's what we want to do. We want to help you get there. Now, this course, you do need to register. We need to hear from you so that we can have, a time slot. We don't want you just waiting like a barbershop. We do want you to have an appointment so that you come in, meet with that advocate for the eligibility benefits. That'll be Marilyn Hutcherson. She's working with the company that helps veterans receive their benefits. So come by November 29th, 5 to 8 p.m. and meet with the eligibility advocate for veterans, Miss Marilyn Hutcherson. This is what we want to do, appreciating in this month of November. This we want to appreciate is our veterans. We want to thank you. Still, if you're a veteran and you're still in that rental property after all these years, you're still in that property. Listen, I want to help you get out of paying someone else's mortgage. I've been getting a lot of phone calls lately to sell properties that are that were at one point, and some are still actively rental properties. But we're selling those properties because landlords realize they have a substantial amount of equity. They're taking that equity out, and with the equity, they're putting that money in their account and doing some other investments. So I want to say to those of you that are building the investment portfolios for these landlords and these investors, it's time to use your benefits. It's time. Listen, we help you get that 100% eligibility and get those benefits. And guess what? That's an increase in your revenue, an increase in your, to qualify for your monthly mortgage. Now, don't listen to people who say, well, interest rates are high. And you're right. You're absolutely correct. Yes, you are. You're right. But so is rent. The rent has increased about 25% over the past 4 years. Do you realize investors are coming here to buy now? You know why? Because rent is worth buying now. I just sold a cash home for $470,000 cash money. Closed it in 20 days. But guess what that home was? The investor bought it because he can get more rental and interest on his money off of the rental property. So don't be a victim to someone who's trying to get rich or continue to be successful or continue to be rich and help them continue to build their income and their nest egg while you pay the mortgage. Because when he purchased a home that I listed, I only had it on the market for 5 days. So here's the deal. He purchased, and with that being said, now it's a rental. Unfortunately, the lady who owned the property, now during the pandemic, many families have gotten in trouble, right? During the pandemic, they lost their jobs. Things got difficult. Not that it only get difficult, but everything increased. Gas went up. Food went up. Paper towels went up. My goodness, basic necessities just increased in my goodness, isn't that awful? But many payrolls didn't go up. That's why you got picketers right now at the casinos, look, everything went up except our paychecks. Values of homes, interest rates have gone up. So don't listen to people say, well, it's not a good time. Yes, it is. Maybe you won't buy at $600,000. I just got an approval for a guy at $600,000. But he said, Mr. Deville, I don't want to make the payment at $600,000. He said, so I said, would you like your payments to be? He would be more comfortable at a different number. So guess we're going to bring that from, instead of buying at $600,000, guess what we'll do? More likely we'll buy in the high fours, right at a low 5, right? Maybe from $450,000 to $500,000 to improvise for the high interest rate. But there is a way. Now, maybe you won't get that baby mansion right now. But you're paying off somebody's home that they live in a baby mansion from the sweat or from your increase in paying the rent, because they'll go up next year. Now, granted, they're saying there's a 5%. They cannot increase over 5%. Listen, if you've been paying this, whatever you're paying right now, you've been paying it too long. It's time to have your own. So how do you do it, Deville? What is it that we need to do? Well, first of all, contact me. Let me set you with a lender. He called me yesterday. I got him approved last night. That's how our lenders work. I work with about 8 or 9 lenders. And, I used to be a little ashamed to say that. But you know what? I realized lenders work with about 10 or 15 realtors. And so it's not that you're not committed to anyone. It's just no one person can handle all that you're doing, right? I think everybody plays a part. This gentleman was a veteran. Hey, Dave, how's it going, man? Good to have you. Foster. All right. So listen, we want to make sure that we're helping veterans. Hey, Dave, if you're a veteran, man, appreciate you, brother. Thank you, sir. Tell your family happy Veterans Month. We're appreciating veterans at Deville Realty Group. So listen, we are thanking you guys for what you're doing. We are appreciative of the time that you listen to the show, you share. Thank you for pushing the share button. Thank you for sharing. I come here every week on Thursdays at Hot 702.5 FM to share with you and some of the other local radio stations here in town is to give, and Facebook, go to my YouTube channel, Greg Deville. All these shows in their entirety are there posted on my YouTube channels because I want the community to continue to be educated, continue to drive home the fact that there's wealth to be created through equity. Because you're already doing it. You're doing it even now when you pay someone else's mortgage. So veterans, if you've used your benefits in the past, I want you to understand you are eligible to use your benefits once again. Now, maybe it's not as high as it was when you were eligible before, but you can get something. I have a veteran, like I was saying, got approved last night. He called me yesterday, sat in with one of my lenders, and guess what? He was approved by last night. I got the approval letter this morning. But after going over with him on a $600,000 approval, here's what your payments are. He says, well, that's more than I want to pay. So I say, well, go back to the lender. Let's see what number you need to be for where you're comfortable. Many people are more comfortable around a $2,500 to $3,000 a month, right? So they could do that. That's more comfortable. So where do you need to be to get that payment? Because we want to sell your home where you're comfortable. We don't want you house poor. Right? We want you to still take a trip, enjoy family, holidays. But now, let me say this, as that we're in the fourth quarter of the year, there is still time right now to get into home ownership because we can close a deal in 30 days. Now, I'm telling you right now, you can get like this gentleman last night. He said, Deville, I saw your post on Facebook. He said, man, you know what? He said, I'm a veteran, man. He said, I think he's a retired officer as well. And he says, man, I think I want to get into a home. I saw a home. He saw a home that he actually liked and actually got approved for it. But the payments for that particular home is just going to be more than he wants to do. And that's okay. It's okay. Like I told the lender, he still wants to be approved. He still wants to purchase. Maybe we won't go at $600,000. We just reduced the price. Another client, they were good up to $450,000. So the payment was going to be a little bit high, including the HOA with that $450,000. So we sold them a house at $382,500 with a $40 HOA. Guess what? But it put the payment where they're comfortable. So don't think that because the interest rates are high, you can't own. No, just tell me where you want to be comfortable. And we'll work around those numbers. And so when we know not to exceed X amount. Now, you can sell the home that you currently have. We just closed on one of those. Last month, we closed five homeowners in the month of October. 5 homeowners. One went into the November. But we say this because one of the homeowners that we put her home on the market, well, once they sell, they would have maybe like $165,000 in equity. So they took the equity to put it on a new house. Then we found a buyer for the old house. So once they sold the old house, you get your $160,000. You go put $100,000 on the next house that's worth $600,000, but you're only financing $500,000 because you put $100,000. You bought down the principal, right? So they bought a home that was, it worked out really well. Their payments are where they're comfortable, and that's what it's all about at Deville. We're about helping you to be comfortable, to live a life that's comfortable for you. We want you to enjoy life, but I want you to enjoy creating wealth through equity, creating wealth while you sleep at night. Do you own the spot where you lay your head? That's a question. Because if you don't, then it's time to do it. Now, as we're in the fourth quarter of the year, this is a great time. I tell people every year, praise God, man, this November makes my 8th year on radio. And let me say this to you. I've been preaching this same song like Tyrone Davis for the longest time. But if you start fixing your credit now, going into the new year, you can get into home ownership. Because many of you don't really have that much to do. I know you know the few lates and you think medical. Let me say something to help you. Medical is not a credit. Well, I got medical bills. It's not a credit. So many people, shoot themselves in the foot, if you will, when they say, well, I got debt. Well, how much debt do you have? You need to know. When I went to get qualified in 2015, I had situations. I didn't have any credit because I'm a cash and carry kind of guy. But the lender gave me a game plan after she ran my credit and said, this is what you need to do. Now, if you want to know what you need to do now in the fourth quarter of 23 to get ready for 24, then I need you to contact my team, 702-349-0162. Contact me. I want to directly speak with you, get you set up like the gentleman I kid you not, he called me on the phone. He was approved within an hour and a half. Now, I can't say that for everyone, right? Because I don't know. The lender happened to be available. It was the evening time, and they were just about to go out. She said, I'm going to run two. Matter of fact, there were two people called me last evening. One had a couple little things he needs to do, which is good, though, which is good. Because once you do those couple things you need to do, you good, baby. We rocking and rolling. We moving and shaking. And that's the valuableness of working with Team Deville, is that we have the knowledge and the wherewithal to show you how to get in position. We got game plans, baby. We got stats for you, how to do this. Many of us, we weren't in position. I got into real estate in 05 and the market crashed in 06, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? Just as I got into the market. But guess what? I'm going on, 6, 7, 8, 7 years now owning my own home. We own our own home. But was I in position? Was I in the crash of the markets? Absolutely. As many of you were. Many of you have owned homes before and think you can't be a first-time buyer. Let me destroy the myth of that first-time buyer statement. Anyone that has not owned a home in the last 3 years, you're considered, per the Federal Housing Administration, the FHA, you're considered a first-time buyer. So stop listening to people who say, well, you owned a home and well, you can't be a first-time buyer. They got some grants out there. You can't. Listen. Don't listen to nobody. Just contact Deville. Don't even listen to people, because people give bad information. I'd rather you not give me no information to give me a bunch of bad. And let me just say through here, they mean well. They just not all the way correct in what they're saying. They mean well. They're honestly thinking they know what they're talking about. I give them the benefit of the doubt. But then when I tell them you're a first-time buyer after 3 years that you've been renting, they said, "Oh, I didn't know that." Well, that's the valuableness of Deville Realty and the Let's Talk Real Estate with Greg Deville shows, is that we give you valuable information to teach you what you're missing out on, to teach you something that you thought you knew and you're like, I didn't know that. So that's what we're all about. Giving information to empower, to enlighten, to stimulate thought and dialogue in your mind and say, you know what? I probably can own a home. If you're thinking about getting into a home and you're thinking about these new homes, now they make it look real, real nice. But once you walk up there, you need representation. You need to call a realtor. Don't just go to a new home builder without representation. It's like going to the court without an attorney. At least you can get a public defender. That's what a realtor is. A realtor is a public defender. We're free. Deville Realty works no upfront cost for any services we provide. We offer free buyer representation. Did I say free? Free buyer representation, meaning I represent buyers absolutely free 99. So you can't beat free. Contact my team, 702-349-0162. Greg Deville, Team Deville, Deville Realty Group, the name you need to know right here in the Valley, the largest black-owned real estate firm in the state of Nevada. Greg Deville's team. 3 locations in the Valley to serve you. We love what we do. I'm having fun helping families. Has the market been a little slow? Yeah, but we still doing it, baby. We still doing business. Maybe we're not doing it as much and as often as we were, but guess what? We're still here to help. I just need to hear from you. 702-349-0162. Team Deville. Now, again, November 29th 5 to 8 p.m. We're still appreciating veterans throughout the month of November. Don't forget the eligibility benefits for those of you who've been fighting to get your 100% eligibility. We have advocates in the building who work with veterans. Her name's Marilyn Hutchinson. Okay, this is what she does. Let her sit down with you, give you what to do to help you get 100% of your eligibility with your benefits. Okay? Now, don't forget, we also have on November 29th, 5 to 8 p.m., we have a lender who's a veteran herself, 20 years Air Force. Miss April Noble. She's a retired Air Force, and I'm telling you, she's doing loans, she's getting you pre-approved, and maybe you don't get a pre-approval right now. But if you stay with the lender gives you to do, they're going to give you a strategy, a game plan. It's like the game when the Lakers went in last night. They had a break, they could have won, but whatever happened, right? They could have pulled it off. I was cheering for them. I'm cheering for you. Now, you can win this game. You in the fourth quarter, you still have time. The clock is running. The fourth quarter is in. We're in the fourth. I want to see you win this year. Before you close, you promised yourself last year, and then you got into the new year and life happened. Things didn't happen. Life happens, boo. It's what happens. It's called life. So here we are, and you're running into me once again. And I'm saying, let's do it. Let's try it. Let's go for it. Let's just, I like to go fishing. Let's just cast a pole out there and let's see what comes back. Contact my team. Let us see where you are. Now, I don't see where you are. That's not my job. I'm not a lender. I'm a realtor. I'm a broker. The team of myself and the wife and everyone, 36 agents, we're the realtors. So when it comes to seeing your personal stuff, I don't know anything about that. They tell you, like last night, the gentleman's called me. One got approved at 6. One, they say he got a couple things he needs to do. That's all I get. Wait, I'm going to tell you when they're ready. She said, oh, this guy's ready to go. Here's his approval letter, $600,000. Take him out. Now, once I get that letter of pre-approval, guess what? We ready to rock and roll. We go look at a house, find a house, close it in 30 days. So we have more than 30 days left in this month, in this year. So that means you can, listen, never mind more stuff for Christmas. Buying a new car for Christmas, you renting somebody's house. We got to stop with living life backwards. We got to turn it around. Let's get the house. Let's get the house. You get a new car later, right? Let's get the house because we've been paying somebody's mortgage. Because if you get the car right now, you're not getting the house for another year, year and a half, 2 years. And then the rent's going to continue to go up. So while you're talking about people talking to you about, well, you know, interest rates are high, you pay 100% interest rate when you rent. Did you know that? When you rent, you pay 100% interest rate. And then that increases. That's not a fixed rate like it is when you buy a house. When you purchase a home, it's a fixed rate, meaning that mortgage is where it's going to be for the next 30 years unless you do a refinance or you do a home equity line of credit. They call it a HELOC or a HELoan. It's a couple of different programs. Let me explain right here. For someone that owns a home today, let's say you want to make improvements on your home and you want some money out of the equity in your home. Well, number one, per the lender, your FICO score has to be required to be at least minimal, I've heard, a 650. Now, I know many of you have great substantial amount of equity and you can't touch it because your credit score isn't there. How do I do it, Deville? Fix your credit score. Now, if you're in trouble with your mortgage and you want to be able to get that money before they, let's say, foreclose on the house, then you want to do what's called a pre-foreclosure sale. I help with those. In fact, I help you sell that house and help you find a rental. This is how savvy we are at Deville Realty Group. We're here to facilitate every headache out of this thing. I'm here to give you access to your funds. How do I do it? We may have to sell your home, get the equity. You're going to rent for about a year, and then come back. Don't spend that money. I tell people, take about $3,000 and take a trip. From all the stress you've gone through, take a trip. Spend about $2,500, $3,000, take a cruise, a flight to Hawaii, Dubai, whatever. I don't think you can go to Dubai for under 10, but stay minimal because we have a goal. We have a goal that we're striving, and it's called to own a home again. It's called to own a home again. So keep in mind, I walk you through the process. We get things done. I help you facilitate the easy transition from ownership to rental. Now, I don't typically do rentals. I was telling a lady this morning, I typically don't do rentals, right? But I will assist you if you allow me to provide the selling of your home. I'll assist you like as many clients have done already. I personally will help you find a rental. Remember, it's for 1 year. You're going to sign the lease for 1 year. You're going to pay some debts off. And when you pay off those debts, next year, we're going to revisit the lender because remember, many of you still have the same job. Many of you still work at the same place or in the same industry. So it just means that debt caught up to you. Whatever happened, call life. We just lifing. So what do? Well, we had to start afresh. So we get this equity, pay some things off, pay down the car note, pay down the credit cards. So that way it frees up some of that debt that we've been so dealing with. Now, when we do that, guess what? The good news about it all, the great news about it all is that in 1 year, we could possibly get you into another home. Now, that's good news. Now, you'll go into this next home. You'll be with more wisdom. You'll understand better. And now you can maintain. Sometimes we just need a fresh, start. Fresh start program. Call Deville. Let's sell the house. I know you don't want to sell it. I know. I don't want to sell mine. I know. I get it. I don't want to sell my house. I get it. But you're in debt and you have great equity in it. You can't touch it. So fix your credit and access it so that you can get yourself out of what you're in. But if you're behind in that mortgage payment, there is no get a home equity line of credit. There is no refinance a house if you're behind 1 month in your mortgage in 12 months. So you almost really don't have an option but to sell or do overtime and catch up. Because borrowing money puts you in a hole. Because you borrow money to get out of debt. It's getting in a deeper debt. I used to hear old say robbing Peter to pay Paul. So Peter give me something and I go pay Paul. But I still owe Peter. So it didn't get me out of anything. Maybe I bought some more time, but I'm still in debt. Now I got to go find me another Peter to pay that Peter. It just continues to trickle down until you get to the place where you understand, okay, I'm in over my head. I'm drowning in debt. I'm drowning in credit card bills. I've got money in the equity in the home. Okay, I'm going to rent for 1 year, Deville. And I have many people who dread thinking about it, and you've been hearing me talk about this, taking money out of the home, do some improvements. But if you're behind in the mortgage, there is no take equity out of the home. There's no refinancing right now. A lady asked me last night at one of the events. We were at the Mariposa for the Laugh Comedy Show, and that's every Wednesday, you guys, 8 p.m. Very, very funny cats come through, man. Very, very funny. And a lady was asking me about, Deville, I meant to ask you, I want to get some money out of our home, but we don't want to refinance it to the higher rate that's existing right now. So we don't do refinance. You can't refinance, right, because the rates are higher. But we can do is call a HE loan or a HELOC. Okay, you want more information on that, contact me here, 702-349-0162. I'll set you with those lenders who do that. Now, many of you, another one that may be good for your parents, and that one is, and I'm only talking about things that I've heard that people have done really well, was this reverse mortgage. Now, many of you, your family, they have to be over 62, 65, and have equity in their home. Many can qualify for that reverse mortgage, right? So for more information, that means they're living off the equity in their home. And then when they pass on, the home is sold and the company gets their money back and whatever's left goes to the family member. But that's a way that our seniors can live off the equity in their home without living off month to month with Social Security and SSI, whatever their in retirement funds are. But that's, again, food for thought, okay? don't forget, November 29th. Also, we have the Medicare Hub, okay, advocate Tiffany Washington. Don't forget. Now, Medicare enrollment, it ends December 7th. So she's going to be in the building. Tiffany Washington with Medicare Hub, right? Come and explore your options that you have right now with Medicare. Come and explore if you're getting the best rate, the best benefits for you. Come and explore Part A, B, and C. Come and find more information about it, right? Come and learn. Ask questions. This is a free event Deville Realty is sponsoring to put on for veterans. This is Veterans Month to us. We're celebrating veterans here at Deville Realty Group. We're celebrating veterans. We want to make sure that you understand we appreciate you, and we want to do what's necessary, and that's helping you. So there'll be 3 in the building on November 29th. The eligibility benefits for those, again, who are trying to get 100%. And then not only that, but those of you that are fighting for, you want more information on the Medicare Hub, advocate Tiffany Washington. Okay, so just keep in mind, there's some benefits that we have at Deville Realty on November 29th, 5 to 8 p.m. We want you to come by. Let's help you answer those questions. We're going to have them in the buildings. Come in and find out if you're ready to get a loan. If you're a veteran and you're renting, I want you to come by on November 29th, meet with April Noble, one of our retired veteran lenders, 20 years Air Force. Knows she's been there with you guys, and she's a lender today. And let me say this, that you're going to work with somebody who too has been in the military. And so with that being said, come learn if it's credit is the issue. What's causing me that I can't purchase a home? What is my hindrance? And then let her do the application. Right there, you're going to be in a private setting in one of my private offices. You're going to sit down, do the application, and boom, they're going to put it right there in the system, either approved on the spot or denied on the spot. But with the denial, you'll understand why is the denial being given. What is the reason behind the denial? And that's the thing I want you to understand. 2015, they gave me a reason behind the denial. Deville, you don't have enough trade lines, meaning you need to build some credit history. So when you don't have enough history, then you have to realize that there is something you need to do. They gave us a game plan. Now, the game plan, the strategy they gave me, we won. She said, Deville, in 90 days, you do what I'm giving you to do. I had one lady, they just need to pay $289, and they were eligible. They had an old collection. Didn't know they could purchase a home. Came to one of our free events. This is why we do it in the community. Because there are many of you that are living beneath your privilege. You don't even realize you could purchase a home. You might have $600 worth, some old collection debt that you forgot you owed. They're just sitting on your credit report. $289, they were solid. They own a home today. Isn't that something? And because they came to the event that we offered, sat privately with the lender did the application right in front of them, turned the computer around, and explained why they were denied the loan. She said, here's the reason. They put it in what is called a simulator. The simulator gives the reasoning for the denial. Isn't that powerful? And so with that being said, they were able to pay that off and get that letter of a dismissal. And guess what? They sent it to the credit union, the credit department, TransUnion, Equifax, Experian. They took it off, and guess what? Their score shot back up. They were good to go. So it could be something as simple as that. I know I had to get two credit cards and do something else that qualified me to purchase a home. So the wife and I did what we needed to do. Guess what? On the 94th day, we were good. She's had 90 days. 94th day, I called back. She says, you good to go. Go find a house. We closed it in 30 days, and here we are going on 8 years later. Huh? Won't he do it? He said he would. So here's what we want to be. Here's what we want to do. I want to help you. I endeavor to make your life better by creating wealth through equity. This is my passion. This is my goal. This is my push. This is what I'm about. And I want to help you do it. Can I do that? 702-349-0162. Or you can email me at Deville Realty LV@gmail.com. Email me. You got a question you want to pose? You can text me at 702-349-0162. You can text me any questions you have. I would love to talk with you, explain, go over. If it's something in the show that was said today that you want a little more clarity on, feel free to text me directly at 702-349-0162. I appreciate that we share every Thursday together to talk about the advantages of creating wealth through equity. Because you're doing it already. When you pay rent, you're creating wealth through equity for someone else. So if I can give you the opportunity to be in the pilot seat and fly this bird, man, I'm telling you, it's going to be nice. And now let me say, before I prepare to get out of here today, this first home may not be your dream home. The first home may be a sacrificial home. I mean, although you've made that apartment work, you've made that townhome, or you make that rental. And I meet people who are really renting some really, really nice homes, but it's not yours. Huh? It's like dating someone else's husband or wife. It's not yours. It belongs to somebody else. So why fall in love with somebody else's house, somebody else's wife, somebody else's husband? They belong to someone else. That's the same thing with that home that you rent and that you love, that you've decorated, that you've maintained, and I'm sure the landlord appreciates you. But you and not to mention how you've taken well care of the house and you paid on time and you built their equity. And I got some people, my neighbor's been in the same house 15 years. I thought he owned the house until he said, my landlord. I thought, you've been here 15 years and you've been renting the same house? Like, oh my God. You know, but you can't do better if you don't know better. But then we've been set up, Deville Realty is set up here to help create wealth through equity, to turn around the mindset of the people, to give you the mindset to go after what's yours. And that's your own set of keys. Now, it may take a moment. Like I said, if you start now, you'll be ready by the beginning of the year possibly. Don't wait till the new year. Well, I'm going to have a resolution. I'm going to wait. No. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let's start now, because if you start now, you get a head start. So when the new year comes, right, you may be good, ready to go into that house. Because remember, for me, it was 90. Another lady, it was only 30 days. It might be like the other person was $289 away from being approved. So come November 29th, come over to Deville Realty Group, 3275 West End Road. Meet with the lender. They'll be on standby to take the application live and in person. I'm talking about the approval either comes back right then or the rejection. But if you get a rejection, I love the rejection part where they get to tell you why. Don't just reject me and don't tell me why. Even when you go to Macy's, say you didn't get approved, but call this number. Now I got to go find out why. The lender's going to give it to you on the spot. Why was I rejected for the loan? And you're going to leave with a game plan how to fix the rejection. Man, I'm telling you, this is good stuff. This is like, yeah, this is good stuff right here. And this is what we want to continue to do. All right? So again, November 29th, 2024, Deville Realty Group. We're going to have VA benefits for those of you who are trying to get your eligibility up to 100%. We're going to have the VA lender, April Noble, in the building, who is helping you. As a veteran herself, retired 20-year Air Force, is going to also be in the building, who understands, who's been there where you've been, as well as we're going to have Medicare Hub advocate Tiffany Washington in the building to help you to explore your A, B, and C options to see if you're getting your best out of your Medicare. Or those of you who may be qualifying, or those of you may be preparing to retire, right? And your job been carrying your medical, but now you're preparing to retire. So think about this. Maybe Medicare doesn't go for you. We're not there. I'm not eligible, but I still want to assist. I feel there's a need. Can we assist? So maybe I'm going to need you to share this video today. Share it with your family, your friends. Share it. Hit the like on Facebook and share it. Your family members that you know, your uncle who was military, your granddad, your grandmother, whoever was military, whoever's over 65 years old right now in open enrollment, and they want to talk to somebody who cares for them, not just about, getting paid. No. Tiffany Washington is an advocate for Medicare to help families get their best possible services, as well as Marilyn Hutchison, to help you get those benefits. If your grandmother and your grandfather are not receiving 100, when you go home or contact them while you listen, say, are you 100% dad? Are you 100% family member? They retired, but are you 100%? If they're not 100%, November 29th, send them to me and let the Medicare people talk with them. Let the eligibility benefit advocates speak with them, help them get their 100% benefits. If they retired from the military, let them get their benefit. If they were injured in the military, help them get their benefit. It's going to take you, me together, and us to get people where they need to be. That's right. It's Veterans Month. We want to make the whole month. It's not just a day. We're going to take the whole month of November and celebrate. We just had a great event, Veterans Day. Turn out well. I thought it was so well as the broker, I decided let's do this again. Everybody agreed. And the yays had it, right? The nays couldn't win. The yays had it. We said, yes, this was exceptionally done well. Let's do it again. So here we go. Now, I need your help for this next one. I need you all to send your family, 65-year-old plus, right? And then those are veterans who are active maybe and don't own a home, those family members let each one reach one, teach one. I am my brother's keeper. And so I'm doing my part. Would you please help me, help us together, help our veterans, our seniors with their benefits, with their Medicare, getting into a home. Let's look out for our veterans. Maybe they're at work, they don't hear it, but you get to hear it. You're friends with Deville. And you can give my number. Listen, I give it on the radio to thousands of listeners a week. This number right here, it's my direct personal phone number. I'm going to give it to you to give to them. November 29th, 5 to 8 p.m. November 29th, 5 to 8 p.m. Give them this number. You don't have to ask me. I'm going to give it to you to ask you, to beg of you to give it to them. 702-349-0162. Greg Deville. You can Google Greg Deville. If you're driving, just remember Deville, like Cadillac Coupe, Deville, Cruella Deville, however. Google Greg Deville. The number will come up. Let's get together November 29th, 5 to 8 p.m., and let's help our veterans, and let's show our appreciation for what they've done for this great country. I want to thank you in advance for this opportunity. Listen, before I close, let me also add this. Those of you that own a home and you're looking at this NV energy cost and you don't have solar energy, I'm telling you, I have installed solar panels on my home. I don't install them. I say that word. Maybe I should say I had them installed on my home. I had solar installed on my home. I haven't gotten a power bill. Let me put it that way. And we went through a hot summer. But guess what? The panels have generated enough capacity that I have not needed to pay a power bill. So if you're tired of the increase in NV energy, the cost that they continue, we're expecting even another increase before end of year. But they've gone up 54.2% since 2021. And so they'll continue to increase. But once you get solar, you do away with, and by the way, solar has no upfront cost. And there's a new product with the new solar with power. I am a certified power solar rep. And let me say this to you. This new solar system that just hit the market, new product. Man, it's like new J's when they coming on the market. You know, people lining up for them. This new solar, man, it's got a backup power battery. God, dog. Man, do you realize when the sun is out, it's generating, and you're storing that extra power for that Tesla in a backup battery? So at night when you charging the Tesla, guess what? You got it on a backup battery. You're not even using energy from energy at night, because you know solar is a daytime thing. But what you store, you keep. That's the new technology. And it's no upfront cost. And then this new one is the credit score issue isn't so much of a problem. I have had several people with some of the other companies before now where there was a credit FICO score requirement. But now this new company that I've joined and network partnered up with, Power, they have relaxed those scores. Now, let me ask you, can you imagine solar on your home, watch this, and no power bill? Can you imagine once you pay the solars off that you just living off your solar? You got a backup battery, man. And you know we get more sun than norm, right? We get a rain, like yesterday we had a rain and a cloud. Today, sun popped out. Guess what? Solar on. So you're storing up. That's good stuff, man. So again, no upfront cost. There's a $15,000 tax incentive, right? You only get a bill for the solar panels. Now, we need to determine how many panels you need, which is determined by the kilowatt usage. So you will need to do an application. But for more information, just give me a call. If you know someone that's been talking about solar and they've been considering, or maybe it's you, give me a contact. You know, I have it on my home. I think leaders should own things they sell. I think if you're going to talk about Lincoln Continental, you should own one, right? You should own a house. If you're going to tell me about buying homes, you should own a home. Now, if you don't, you're working on it. But again, I think if I'm going to tell you about solar, I should have solar on my home. Deville, do you have solar? Yes, absolutely. But I like the new technology better than the solar I have. Now, my solar does well. But the backup battery thing, oh my God, that's the one right there, right? Because that means if power were to go out, you on a backup battery. Then when that sun comes up, you generating power again, you filling up the battery once again. So it's a circle. It's just going in a circle, bro. So maybe say the power went out in your community. Now you living off the backup battery, and then till the morning comes, you get some. Once that sun comes back out, guess what happens? You charging that battery all the way back. Man, that's some new technology. We can't, as of yet, install it on existing homes with solar, but the new technology with the new contracts. So if you want to get a new contract with me, I'm Greg Deville, the solar rep with Deville Solar Marketing Group and Deville Realty Group. This is what we do. This is what we're about. Contact me, 702-349-0162. Greg Deville, Team Deville, Deville Realty Group. I want to give a shout out to the queen, the lovely, the beautiful Marquetta Deville. We appreciate all of you as usual. Thank you, veterans. We appreciate you. Look, November 29th, 5 to 8 p.m. Come out. Let's talk more. You'll be hearing more about it. Share this on Facebook, if you will. Share it with someone. If you guys want more benefits, if you're listening out of state and you want to be able to talk directly with Tiffany Washington with Medicare Hub, who's a Medicare advocate, and, you know, because open enrollment ends December 7th. So get your grandparents, your cousin, them, those that are over 65, to make sure they know everything available to them and exploring the new options that may be available, okay? So don't forget, send them over or have them contact me directly to get in contact with Tiffany Washington. They can reach me directly, 702-349-0162. I'm Greg Deville. I appreciate this opportunity to share with you on this Thursday afternoon. What a beautiful day in the city. We are excited. We have Formula One going on right now. Vegas is the hot spot, the place to be, baby. So look, we're out of here for right now. It's been a wonderful opportunity to talk with you, to give you great information, and to empower you to create wealth through equity. That's right. We're empowering you to create wealth through equity. 702-349-0162. Until I talk to you next Thursday at 3 o'clock at Hot 702.5 FM, may God's best be yours.
Yeah. Jones, hey. Greg Deville was at it, man. Hey. If you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help. You wanna be a broker, you wanna be broke. You wanna be the joker, you wanna be the joker. You gotta bring more to the table than your hope, dreams and wishing. I can feed you fish or I can take you out fishing. I can show you the vision, addition and division, mathematic equation. Make the money flip like an acrobatic, amazing. Greg Deville help you build the foundation. I'm saying, if you want the real, holla at Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. If you want the real, listen to Greg Deville. He'll tell you how to do it. Now get to it. I'm talking real estate, building wealth, making money for your family and yourself. Now tune in. We here to help. Now tune in. We here to help.